Hey everybody, it's Tarina. How are you guys today? I have another club project for you, and this time we are going to do very similar to what we did yesterday, but we're going to do a Santa instead. I wanted to show you guys. It's turned out so pretty. I did the nativity. If you guys want the printouts, just put Santa in the comments, and you'll actually get both of the printouts. I put them on the same sheet for you guys. So you could choose to do a nativity and or the Santa. But this time we're going to do a tag. So that was the surface that came with the club project. This is the club. Now, again, not that owls aren't beautiful because they are stunning. My mother would have loved this. Like she loved owls. I just, I'm not a fan, but if you have a Harry Potter fan, they would love this. But this time I'm going to do a tag. And so I went into my stash and I found a Dollar Tree tag. This is what it looks like on one side. This is what it looks like on the other. So we're going to paint this side. We're going to zhuzh it up a little bit. We're going to use some of our crackle medium just to show you how that works. And then I'm going to make a bow with our bow maker. Now I made this printout and it does fit. I did the same thing that we did yesterday with the nativity. So I did make sure that it fit within my little frame here. But I also, I wanted to add the bow, and I know that there's like pinky red in here. And so I'm going to use a little bit of pink. I don't necessarily decorate with pink, but I really want it to be very red and white. So I might add just a little touch of pink just to pull the pink tones. And then I'm also going to be using Nominee for this. Okay. So we are going to be using for also, this is kind of vintagey. I did want it vintage, and that's why we're going to do the crackle medium. So we're using 4 colors, Nominee, Ballet Slipper, Bright White, and Candy Apple. So Candy Apple is what we're going to be using to paint the surface first. You could use acrylic paint if you have acrylic paint. We're also going to put a little touch of the Ballet Slipper in the surface as well. Okay. So let me switch you guys around here. Also, again, if you didn't hear me before, make sure you put hashtag replay in the comments if you're watching on the replay. And then also, if you want to get this printout and any info on the club project, just put Santa in the comments and I'll get that to you. Okay. Let me flip you guys around here. All right. There we go. So this is where we're starting. Now this is I just got this at Dollar Tree, and whenever I see these tags, I'll pull them and I'll grab a few. And so I have a few in my stash. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hanger thing out. Now you could choose to put this back in later, but while I do all the things to the surface, I'm going to take it off. But this might help just to be able to hang this. The bow that I'm going to put on here is absolutely going to cover all of this area. Also, I am going to use the bow maker. I know I posted how to make a bow, but I'm going to show you how to do a multi-layer bow today. Okay, so let's get started. We grab a couple of paintbrushes. I know it's hard to watch people paint and watch paint dry, so hopefully it's not too painful. I'm going to add a little bit of distilled water to my chalk paste to kind of make it smoother to use. Now I did say I'm going to use pink in here too. I think this is brand new. I haven't, maybe I did use it. I did use it. All right, let me throw that away. Let me get another paintbrush. Hope you guys are doing good today. When you're doing these things, you can blend it. Oh, you can add a little water to do like that ombre Again, I don't really want it to be pink. Does that make sense? But I do want it to be red with little hints of pink. Okay. So again, I'm just watering down my paste so that it's smoother when it goes on. Now, while I have you guys on here, I'm not necessarily going to paint the back, but you could do that too. I feel like if I'm going to sell this, if I'm selling something, I'm going to finish that back by painting it white or black. I want to cover it up, obviously, and it was really bright if you saw that. Okay, I'm just giving myself an outline. And then I'm going to do this. Give myself some stripes to ombre. Does that even make sense? Because again, I don't want this to be pink. I want it to be hints of pink, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to ombre with the ballet slipper. Let's see. Try not to touch it. And if it gets too thick, I got like a thing from I got a little hair from my paintbrush. Okay, spray it down with a little bit of water and blend. See how nice that blends. Okay. Because on my ribbons, I don't really want to add pink ribbon to this. I just wanted to use red and white. Okay, add some water. Blend, blend, blend. It's like blending your makeup. Blend, blend, blend. Keep blending. Keep blending. Just keep blending. Just keep blending. Okay. Until you get the look that you want. Okay. This looks pretty good. Amazing when things work out the way you want them to. Isn't that awesome? Okay. I know that's not going to really show up here very much because that bow is going to be covering it. Just want to make sure. Okay, what do you think? Now, the transfer is going to go on top of this, but before we do that, we're also going to use the crackle medium, and we're going to do the crackling, okay? Let me set this aside here. And this, paintbrushes are rolling off. All right, cover this up. Okay, let me grab my heat tool real fast, and we're gonna dry this. So let me grab a sponge brush. I have these sponge brushes in here. Okay, sponge brushes in here. That's okay. We'll make it work. I'll just use another brush. No big deal. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the crackle medium on. Just get a light. Now, with the crackle medium, I've done it a couple different ways, but it is important that the crackle medium is completely dry before you put whatever you're going to put on top of it. And in our case, we're going to do white chalk paste. Okay. So open this up. We are just going to wipe it on. We get like this. I don't want to get it on my desk. I'm going in one direction. Oh. Oops. I have to grab that. I guess I need to hold it still. At least it wasn't me falling. That would have been bad. Just my chalk paste. Okay, I'm spreading it on thick. Okay. I do want to get it up here too. At the top, so I'm just going to flip it over so it's easier to work with. Okay. And you can leave this to dry on its own. I'm actually going to use my heat tool to dry this. Now I'm going to wrap this in a wet cloth because I don't want it to dry on my brush. Okay. Let's put this around. I'm going to get the crackle medium, or close that. Come on, you little jar. You can. Lids are hard sometimes. Let me grab my things then. I'll stop my camera. And again, if you guys want this information, you can just put Santa in the comments and I'll get that info to you. And I'll blow dry using my heat tool. So now we're going to take and that is pretty dry. Like you could see that it's dry. Okay. There's a little bit of shine, but from the light, but I think that's going to be okay. And I am using chalk paste. I actually grabbed a brand new bright white chalk paste. The other ones were just running out, getting old. I had like 4 jars I found of bright white. So I decided to treat myself to a new one. Okay. Where's my water? I need to thin this down just a teeny bit. And as it's drying, it's already starting to crackle. Really nice. So just smooth on. Now you can use paint if you don't have chalk paste or you don't want to waste your chalk paste. Totally up to you. But I don't know, can you see it? It's starting to crackle really nice as it dries. I'm trying not to send my chalk paste flying. So let me turn this way and I can hold it. Yeah, this crackle medium works really nice. So just cover the whole space. This is the hard part about watching video or lives when you have to watch them paint. So watching me paint, I'm sure is not super fun, but it is part of the process. And I really wanted to show you the whole process. And just tell you, please trust the process. Okay. It really works. Okay. That looks so great. Lid back on that. I don't know if you guys can even see the cracking, but it looks so good. All right, let me grab my heat tool and speed this along a little bit. Okay. Gosh, you guys, look how cool that is. Do you see that? Do you see all the cracking? Looks so good. All right. So let's move on. I'm actually gonna wax the surface. Okay. Because like we've done before, if you're using a painted surface, you want to put wax on your surface. You just don't want your transfer to stick to the surface and pull any of that paint or paste or whatever you're using up. Okay. You want it nice and smooth. Let me put the lid back on this guy. Now we used our transfer yesterday, so we don't actually need to fuzz it this time. We're going to use a couple of different colors. I think we're going to use candy apple. Let's have another one. Cherry. I'll use cherry because my candy apple is getting low, so I think I'll use cherry. And so I added another color. So here's cherry. Cherry and candy apple are very similar. Okay. But this is just, I have it's a more blue tone. This is a more yellow tone, I think. That's how it goes. But I want to do also nominee. Okay. Now, if this is the first time you're using your transfer, make sure you fuzz it, and that just destickifies it a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with my the red real quick, which is cherry in this instance. And I'm going to use my detail tool, and I'm going to just do the parts that I want in the red first to show up, and then we'll peel it up. It's called a paste and peel. I like the multi-tool because it's kind of like our paintbrush. Okay, so I'm going to go to there, and then I'll pull this up real fast. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Lay that back down. And the reason why we do the paste and peel is because we don't want the paste to dry in our screen. Okay. And pull this one up. Pretty. Okay. What I want to do down here. I do this technique quite a lot because I like to use multiple colors. Okay. And I'll do the 10 here. Now you can choose not to do multiple colors. That's up to you. Totally up to you. You can choose to do all nominee, all black, whatever color you want. You can choose to do all red. This is yours, and yours is not going to be sitting next to mine. You could choose to do different colors too. You can choose to do blue. I just like very traditional on things, especially if I'm not going to keep them. I like to do very traditional Christmas colors because most people do that. Okay. All right. Scrape off excess. All right. So now I'm going to grab the nominee. If I can get what is with me and lids today? I don't know. I grab the nominee, which is a gold. It's a metallic gold. I'm going to grab a mini squeegee and just start at the top, work my way out. I did grab another multi-tool because I'm going to do some detail work. But I'll do the same thing here. I'll do a bit of it and then I will pull it up. Just so I have more time to work. Okay. Isn't it beautiful? I love the detail of this transfer. It really is stunning. Okay, I'm going to grab my detail tool here to help me out. Sometimes I feel like I can go a little faster with the detail tool. It is kind of like a paintbrush, in my opinion. That's just the word according to Tarina. Okay. Let me pull that up fast. Oh, I love the red and gold. I think that's so pretty. Isn't that neat? Sorry, you guys, I've got allergies. You think it's getting colder, but then one day it's cold, one day it's hot. Such is the life in California in the winter. Later today, I've got some baking to do. Get ready for tomorrow. Are you getting ready for Thanksgiving? Making anything specific? I've got baking I've got to do. I've got cookies to make and bread to make and desserts to make. That's my contribution to Thanksgiving. Pull this up. Oh, so pretty. Gonna be so pretty. Okay. Do this detail work. What are you making for Thanksgiving? I think I told you guys this yesterday. We're doing 2 Thanksgivings tomorrow. And I'm bringing something to every one of them. Because why not? I'm making my grandma's famous feather pudding because we love feather pudding. And if you've never seen me make my feather pudding, I've posted it on my personal profile before. And I actually have the recipe on my personal profile. So you just have to look up feather pudding and you should try it. It's really good. It's very light tasting. It's a dessert, yet it's not. It's kind of like some of my family will put it on their plate with dinner because it's like almost like a jello, but it's not jello. Um, and then other people will eat it before like pie and stuff. It just really depends. I can't really take this all up now because we're done. So pretty. You guys, look at that. That's so pretty. All right. Let me let that sit for just a second. So like we did yesterday, I'm going to cut this out. And I don't know if I'm going to paint the background gold or not, or add more gold. I don't know yet. I don't know. Anyway, the feather pudding is really good. If you like pineapple, it has a pineapple. It does have crushed pineapple in it. And it just gives it a really light, fruity taste. Okay, so it is a little fatter. So like I said, I made out of parchment paper, I made a template. You could do the same. And then just trim it. Okay, let's see if that looks better. I want to trim a little more. The nice thing is if you have the printout, you can trim until you get what you want. And I think I'm going to paint in some of that nominee, just like we did yesterday. It's okay. Except I don't love that paintbrush. That was a terrible paintbrush. A better one. Yesterday we did 2 swipes of the white. We might have to do the same thing for this nominee. I'm just trying to make it look like it has a mat or, underneath. Let me blow dry this really fast with my heat tool. Okay. I'm going to pass at this. And this is our club transfer for the month of November. And I know November is coming to a close, but that doesn't mean that you can't still get it. You can get this for at least until Saturday, you can get this transfer. If you're a designer, you can get it until it sells out. So it is available to you as a designer. But if you are not, you can definitely get it with the club subscription. Okay, let me make sure. It's going to be pretty. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. There, that there. Just clean up a little bit. Let that dry. Can I grab my Mod Podge again? Oh, somebody asked me why was my lid brown? Because I use this to do my rusting technique, and that's coffee grounds and cinnamon. So that was a good question. So I'm just filling in on the gold area, the gold and white area here. With the Mod Podge. More towards the corners, the edge. Sorry, not the corners, the edge. It's an oval. There's no corners. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Smooth that down. Okay. Now I'm going to go over with Mod Podge. And remember, once the Mod Podge dries, it won't be muted. It won't be, you can see it kind of like takes the color away, but when it dries, it will be nice and bright again. I like the fact that when you use Mod Podge, like it makes it look like a painting. Gives it a texture on top of the image. All right. Making sure I go over my edges. There we go. Okay. Right. So we're going to set that aside real quick. Oh my gosh. I'm just knocking everything over. Let me put these away real quick. And we'll work on our bow. How's that? At least the jar of paste came back to me. It rolled under my desk. Okay. What do you guys think so far? You love it? I love it. Okay, put my Now I just put my backer or my transfer on the backer sheet, and I will wash this off later. Let's set that aside. And I'm going to bring out my bow maker. And I have these 3 bows or ribbons. They're all, you know what? I have a gold too. I think I'm going to grab that gold. Just to grab some of that nominee color. I have like this sheer gold. I think it'll be pretty. I really like, yeah, that'll be pretty. Okay. So when you start a bow, you're going to use either some wire, a zip tie, whatever. I use a chenille stick, and I just lay it across like this because this is what's going to tie my my bow at the end. I'm going to start with my smallest ribbon. They're all pretty much the same size, except for this big one. You know what? I think I have another. I want another gold. No, I'm okay. So whatever I start with is going to be the one that on top. Does that make sense? So you have to just determine which one you want that to be. And I think I want this one. It's really cute. Oh, that has silver in it. Darn it, that has silver in it. I don't want silver. These just have red in it. Okay, let me grab gold. Let me grab gold. I didn't even see that. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to pivot. Okay, so either one of these is going to be really pretty. Let's do this one. Okay, so like I said the other day, I want a tail. So I'm going to leave that out kind of far past this, right? Okay. And then I'm going to make a loop. Now, because I'm going to be using multiple ribbons, I don't want them all exactly the same size. I'm probably going to do the first 2 this size or this size. I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. 4 inches. Make a loop. And then twist. Because remember, you want the right side of your ribbon out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Having a bow maker is like having an extra hand. Okay. Push and twist. Let's make 3 loops of each ribbon the same size. Okay. Twist. Keep bringing this back towards me. Right. Push down and twist. This will be our third one. With this color. Let's go this way. Twist. There we go. When I'm not having to do the bows out in front of me, it is a little bit easier, I will say. Twist. And this is the third one on this side. And twist. And let's cut this. I do cut them a little extra long because then I can figure out how long I want to cut those tails. Okay. And then just bring the tail down, just like that. Okay. I'm going to take this smaller gold. We're going to do the same exact thing. Okay. We're going to make 3 loops. Get some length up here. 3 loops, same size as that red and white. Twist. Move those tails. Loop. Push. Twist. These ones that are like more solid, they're a little harder to determine which is the right side and which is the wrong side, but you can kind of tell by the seam on the side of this. Push, twist. Push, twist. One more on this side. Push, twist. And I think these are all about 1.5 inch ribbon, and they're all wire edged. Now imagine if you had to hold all of this length together. That would be a lot to hold. Okay. So again, I gave myself some length. Outside. Okay. So then I'm going to do, I think I'll put my scissors in here just to kind of hold it for a sec. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab this one out next. And I'm going to go a little bit bigger on this one. So I'm going to go to this. So there's 5, that'll be 5 inches. Okay. Or out to here. Okay. Same thing. Push. Loop. Go out a little bigger. Push. Twist. Give myself some length here. Loop. Push. Twist. Loop. Push. Twist. Loop. Push. Twist. Loop. Push. Twist. One more loop on this side. Loop. Push. Twist. All right, cut that tail. I'm gonna move that tail out of the way. Okay. Smush. Smush. Okay. I'm going to get this big guy. He's going to be the same length as this one. And I think I might actually do more loops on this one. And you can tell this is really sparkly and this is a little more dull. Loop. Smush. Twist. Okay. Loop. Smush. Twist. The more you do this, the more you're going to like fly through this. Okay. Loop. Smush. Twist. Maybe twist the other way. Twist. Loop. Smush. Twist. It doesn't really matter which way you twist it, but I find that if I twist it towards myself, my ribbon doesn't get tangled. Okay. Loop. Smush. Twist. Loop. Smush. Twist. And I'm going to do 4 on this big gold just to give it like a backer. Nice base. Okay. Loop, smush, and twist. All right. Okay. So we've got that zip tie, and you can use a zip tie, you can use wire, whatever you want. Okay. And I'm just going to pull it really tight and just twist. And then I can pull it up. Okay. Now, like I said, trust the process because that does not look beautiful. And I'm going to bring all my ties down, or the tails. Sorry, tails. Words are hard. Down to the bottom. Okay. So what I do is I start spreading them apart. Now with wire edge ribbon, what's really nice is it pops up and keeps shape nicely. But if you have a ribbon that you're using that doesn't have wire in it, you can actually twist it. And we've taught this before when I do bows, you could twist it at the base. Especially like when you use when you do a messy bow, you could just use whatever kind of ribbon you want. Okay, so just kind of spreading these apart. Isn't that pretty? Already, that's so pretty. Okay, I have to see it. I have to see it so far on our tag. Oh my gosh. You guys, already on the tag is going to be stunning. Okay, so let's do the next one. Spread that apart. And then the base one, spread that apart. You can always put your thumb in the center to hold it steady. But like I said, this bottom sheer ribbon is like a base. I'm not putting any greenery in this because I don't want greenery in it. I want the bow to be like a statement piece. Look how pretty. So again, trust before, after, before, after. Trust the process. All right. So let's flip it. Let's do this again. Spread it apart and zhuzh. And just kind of fluff them up. And once they are on the piece that you're working on, I promise you, you'll be able to zhuzh your ribbons even more. Okay. Oh gosh, you guys. Look at that. That is a statement ribbon right there. If I've ever seen one. And we will be able to really kind of zhuzh it up once it's on our piece. Okay. So let me grab my staple gun. Staple gun's in the other room. Never mind. We're using the staple gun to staple stuff to the outdoors. So I'll just use hot glue. I am going to grab our little hanger that came with the tag though. Oh, and look, you guys, this is almost completely dry. See, it doesn't look as muted as it did before. So I'm going to just put this back in the holes. Oh, and before I forget, you guys, I did want to kind of use my distressing inkers and kind of go around the edge and make it even look more distressed. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Just gives it a little something extra. A little something, something. And that was Vintage Photo that I used. These are Tim Holtz Distress Inkers. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is really twisted on the back side. I'm going to trim that. I'm going to use a little bit of my Stick Fast. This is like super glue. This is like the super glue of super glues because I want to make sure it's not going anywhere. Ooh, I need a hot glue stick. You think you're all prepared and then you're not. Okay, I've got my Ryobi Mama Jumbo one. And I'm just putting a bunch of hot glue. Come on. Come on, baby, you can do it. Now, this isn't going outside in 100-degree weather, so I don't worry about it. The hot glue in an outdoor setting. All right. Beautiful. Let's see, what do I have? What do I have that I can stick in the center here? I got some gold bells. I could put in there. I've got this one. I got these last year or the year before, I think. They're kind of cool. And it's it's a bell, but it's an acorn. I don't even know if it needs a center, but man, it's so pretty. Does it need it? We'll see. All right, so now it's time to zhuzh it up again. Move the bows or the loops around where you need it. And fluff them up. You may not even need that center. I don't even think it needs a center. Just because, and I kind of like smush my bows so that they have like a little bit of texture to them. Does that make sense? Okay, so obviously I don't want to be covering our whole work down here. So I'm going to be dovetailing. I don't necessarily need my tails to be super long. So fold them. You're either cutting up and at an angle towards the center, or if you're cutting from the center down at an angle. Okay, so there we go. And again, these are all wire edge, so you can really move them around. Okay. That's my husband singing. He's happy. You know, so when my husband and my kid is happy, they like to sing. Okay. Isn't that pretty? And if you worry about cutting them too short, it's better to cut them longer than shorter and then have to cut them again. Does that make sense? Oh, they've got, oh, it's just the thing. All right. Oh my gosh. That is a big bow. It is a big bow, but it is so pretty. I don't even think I need that center. I don't even think I'm going to do it because I think it's just so pretty. All right. Let me flip you guys around here. Hello. Hello, friends. Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Isn't it pretty? That bow. Gosh, that bow is pretty. That's something else. Now, you could also add this tag to a wreath, and this bow would be just gorgeous on a wreath too. So, all right, guys, I've got glitter everywhere because I've got glitter everywhere. What do you guys think? I love it. The bow is awesome. Now, if you didn't want to use, 4 different ribbons, you don't have to. I just am a little extra and I wanted to. So I love how that turned out. Just so beautiful. And see, even though I did the red and pink, you really don't see it, but I swear it does something. It does something to the picture and brings the tones in here in and really makes it blend with the back. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, what do you guys think? Again, if you want to get any of this information, just put Santa in the comments and I'll get that to you. Thanks so much for being here today. This has been Tarina with Create with Tree. That's me. Until next time, everybody. Bye.